There was once a time when things were simple, when people knew who they were, and they knew what they were looking at. They knew where they were, and they knew what they were doing. When intentions were simple, and it was easy to move towards them. When you think about all that, it all boils down mostly to who it is that you're dealing with. Whatever business deal or whatever financial institution or decision you're trying to make, it boils down to who it is that deal is being made with. And a lot is determined by someone's face. You can judge a lot about someone by their face. In today's society, you really don't know who you're looking at. Even in dealing with only men, one of the top selling items is actually male makeup. We live in a society that stems from another culture, from another society. And it's a society of deception, of trickery. The origins of such trickery go far back before any of us were ever even born. But the reality and the truths of the situation don't change, despite the people's faces. You're dealing with a blonde, a brunette, or a redhead. Well, we're living in a world where one woman can be all three. Hell, even one man can be all three of those. Facial blemishes, facial hair, it's common practices in today's society to change all of that in an instant. It's promoted for no one to really know who they are, for no one to truly be aware of who it is that they're dealing with. The term Mr. is short for the word mystery. And as men, once you reach a certain age, you just start getting called Mr. Or you call all your teachers who are male Mr. And you don't know why. You call all the women Miss. Miss and Mrs. And you have no clue as to why it is that you call women Ms. The societal norms that have been put forth have been done in such a sneaky way where nobody even questions it. The truth is, the hard truth, is that we live in a world where the majority of people do not know who the fuck they are. And what's worse is they don't want to know. They're fully intent on existing in a manner that is outside the scope of reality, where your identity and how you feel and what you want in that moment supersede the reality of what you truly need to survive, to exist. Chasing after a piece of paper that in truth is completely worthless somehow gives you the metaphysical power to do a job that, no matter what that job is, you're gonna have to be trained to do it specifically by someone. So it's a complete negation of this fact that has been pushed. It's a society of trust the professionals. And who are the professionals? The people with the pieces of paper. And where did they get these pieces of paper? From institutions known as schools. And where did the schools gain their credibility? From the government? From other schools? Is it a mystery? Or is it other people that gave that school its credibility? And what's different from them and you? And why can't you issue accreditations? You see, that's the thing about society. No one knows anything, and yet everyone claims to know everything. It's fools led by fools down a foolish path to nowhere. More often than not, if you truly listen to your friends, if you truly listen to people, they're more consumed with, say, the sports game and some film that's coming out or some fictional book than they are with everyday life, with reality, and the reality of the fact that they're struggling. They're more inclined to willingly put on a facade to you, even if you're their best friend or family member, that they are somehow overly wealthy, that they're overachieving, that life has come so much easier to them than it has been to you. They're comfortable with the lie. They exist in the lie. And so they themselves have become a lie. Which is why things like makeup and makeup tutorials on YouTube, on TikTok, and food tutorials where you cook some food, and yet when you're done cooking it, it looks more like art than something you should actually consume. Aesthetics. We live in a society of aesthetics. How things look. Pay no attention to whether or not it's healthy, whether or not it's good. We have hamburgers now that are supposedly made from vegetables, from seeds, from potted plants, grown all around the world, brought here to you to eat in your local hamburger shops, in your local fast food restaurants, in your homes. Is it poison? Or is it healthy? I've even heard doctors, physicians, say things like, the medicine we prescribe doesn't matter. What matters is how you feel after you take it, your perception of the medicine, which is why they can prescribe placebos. A placebo is basically sugar and water. Sugar being a known poison, and water today having over 1,000 parts per million, making it essentially undrinkable. Calcium fluoride, calcium phosphate. These are all things that are found in the soil, in the dirt. Yet they tell you that you need these minerals in your water to get, nutrients from it. Not hydration, because you need the minerals, not the water itself. Why else drink water if not for the water? Oh, for the minerals. And these are the delusions of everyday life. We live in a society where if you don't know what you're looking at, you don't know anything. And you should be okay with not knowing what you're looking at. We have so-called actors and actresses that people don't even realize are not even the gender that they're portraying. And they never have been. And they probably never will be. And it's a 24-hour job for them. Constantly fooling the public. Constantly fooling you. Constantly fooling me. Portraying stories of phantasmic events. All while maintaining a perfect haircut. Getting scratches and scrapes and cuts that don't really truly damage or inconvenience you. And they're still able to achieve some ridiculous objective while flying through the air, punching through walls, doing things that are literally impossible. And it's acceptable. It's okay. It makes sense. Because no one knows what the hell is going on. And more importantly, no one cares. What is the truth of who you're looking at? Is there even truth in the perception that you're given? Cars used to be made out of metal. Now they're made out of what looks like metal. Carbon fiber. Plastic. People achieve speeds of like 80, 90 miles an hour on a highway, get into an accident and die horribly, crushed, completely destroyed by a vehicle that used to be made of metal. So I've said all this to say this. If you're okay with deception, if you're okay with not knowing what you're looking at, then you'll be okay with not knowing where you're going. And all roads on this path lead to one place. And this place is not my opinion. This is a fact. These roads all lead to your death. I believe we need to get off of this road. That's my opinion. Something to think about. Peace.